Hey everybody, it's Kevin Iole. I am here in Los Angeles and UFC 239 is almost here, July 6th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And one of the fights that I cannot wait to see, should be a fantastic fight, is the former bantamweight champion, Holm. She is attempting to regain the title against my guest, the double champ, the champ, Amanda Nunes. How are you, Amanda?
Good, how are you?
I am doing awesome. So before we get into the fight, there's a lot that we can talk about. I think we got to start. I saw a picture of you last week that I got to ask you about. So I follow you on Instagram, and I come up and I say, well, I see Amanda getting makeup put on, and I know you don't ordinarily wear makeup, but what is this picture on Instagram all about? You're putting makeup on your butt. What's going on there?
Makeup in my booty. That was funny. You know, Nina took that picture. You know, I always do a job, you know, and that picture was very funny. And I knew everybody would like if I posted that.
So that's going to be in a magazine. So Amanda's, you have to look for that. We got a secret. We can't tell you where it's going to be, but it's going to be something.
I don't like makeup in the face. Now I have to put it in my booty.
I'm not going to ask you the question why, because that was a little surprising to me. Given my experience in makeup, we'll pass on that one. But you know, I want to start with this. When you beat Miesha Tate to win the title at UFC 200, obviously it made you a world champion. But to me, I think your stature in the sport changed. I mean, most people now consider you the greatest female fighter of all time. When you hear that, you knocked out Chris Cyborg in 51 seconds. When you hear people say that, is it still amazing to think that they're talking about you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge moment for my career, for my life. And when somebody talk about me, making me happy. You know, I feel like I deserve, you know, I prove it, and I like, just making me happy to hear that, to hear people recognize me, to hear people talk about me. I feel like it's a huge moment, you know, and making me happy.
Yeah. When you came even into Strikeforce, people were talking about how much talent you had and that they expected you to do big things. And it took you a while to kind of get going. I think, you know, up through the Kat Zingano fight in the UFC, you were 3-3. So a woman who now is considered the greatest of all time, you were kind of treading water. What changed? What got you on the path to where you are today, where you cranked off all these wins and you're so dominant?
You know, I was young too, you know. I feel like I have to learn a lot about UFC, about big moments, you know. Right after that fight against Kat, I supposed to fight for the belt. I will be the next.
Right.
And when everything went down the way it was a bottle of cold water. And from that moment, I started like realizing like I have to change a couple things. I have to see what is wrong with me, where is these mistakes that I've been making, and grow as a fighter, grow as a person mentally. And I feel like I make some adjustments, some changes. The first one was switch gym. After that fight, I walk in America top team to visit, to see. I always think about going to Brazil, go back to Brazil.
Right.
To see what is going on, what I'm doing wrong. And I walk in another gym still in South Florida. But America Top Team was really the one that bringing me like that champion mode. Like,
sure.
I walk in and I saw Rob Lawler at the time was a champion.
Right.
And I saw like a bunch of fighters training at the same time, try to get the dream come true. So like, Dan, I think I need to train in this gym. What was the
moment you think after you went to American Top Team where you know, now I've got this, now I'm in control? Like, was there one particular fight or a moment in one fight where you felt like, I'm over the hump now?
I feel like my social life was much better when I started training in American Top Team. I have time to do something else outside the gym.
Right.
The schedule really make me live normal. I go training, outside the gym, I have my life. I never had that before.
It was just fighting before.
Just was training, my life was training and everything about the gym. My whole life always was like that. When I started training in America Top Team, I always be able to live as a human, normal, training, and I have my life outside the gym. After that moment, everything starts to get better in my life.
Well, I think that's interesting that you say, I could live normal, because I think, people know you grew up very poor. And even when you were in the U.S. for the, first part of your life, I mean, you were still kind of struggling. Right, maybe when you met Nina, your fiance, where things started to turn around, like maybe, where you got a little bit of a life outside. How was it when you were struggling? Like, did you have doubts because, hey, you don't have material possessions and you're living day to day, that type of thing? Was it a difficult thing?
Yeah, definitely was hard. I used to live in the gym, and I have to do what I have. Like if I have an old glove, I have to keep training with that until maybe I'm gonna get one, maybe not. And definitely struggle. And I met Nina, and
You met her at ATT?
No, MMA Masters.
Okay,
in
MMA
Miami.
Masters.
And I struggled the whole time and not having even money to eat. I have to depend on people to giving me food.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I still talk to all those people that helped me
Really?
back then. My friend take me to the house to eat. Have zero money when I come to
Sure.
USA, and I just move forward with my life like that. Well, maybe I eat tomorrow, maybe not, but I'm gonna keep doing this until see where this life is gonna take me.
Did you ever have to think, and I think Joanna said this one time, she said, I had enough money to either buy food or buy a bus ticket to go train one day, and she bought the bus ticket to go train. Did you ever have where you had to make a decision like that, like, do I invest in my fighting career or do I invest in the necessities of life?
Honestly, I don't have money at all. Need to go home and need to eat. And my coach at the gym in Brazil, I stay in the gym, and then he would feed me and helping me.
Wow.
I used to clean the gym, clean the bathroom to help the gym grow, because if the gym grow, have a lot of people coming, it's gonna help me with food,
Sure.
things like that, because they's gonna pay to train there. And I keep the gym clean, the bathroom clean, and I will move my life like that. My sister used to help me as well, my mom, but living in Brazil is very hard. They have their own life.
Right.
They didn't even have for them and have to help me.
And then they had to help you out as well.
But they did. They helped me with a little bit. Money, my mom, everybody did everything is possible to believe with me in this dream. But yeah, one moment I didn't even have money to pay the bus and even to eat.
That's amazing. Well, now you have another different problem now, so you're successful. I know you were on 3 of the biggest pay-per-views of recent time. UFC 200 was a massive pay-per-view. UFC 232, of course, was a big one, and I know there's another, UFC 207 was another big pay-per-view. So now you're not hurting for money. You can buy a Starbucks if you want to get a coffee, right? What's the opposite problem? Do you find it harder to discipline yourself now when pretty much anything you want to get, you can get?
Honestly, I really see a lot of things going on with the people get a lot of money and then blow up everything. I always see these histories. I always read books have those millionaire people and they blow their mind. I always follow that. I'm not gonna be that person. People talk about me. I know I don't have anything. When I was young, growing up, I have struggled life, but I work hard for this money that I have, I'm gonna keep very safe. I'm gonna invest very well.
Good for
I'm
you.
gonna I wanna have a family. I have to have my baby's money is already decided for the future, to struggle. I feel like I take care of my money very well, Nina helped me a lot with this, because with the taxes, with everything,
Because you're coming to a different culture, so you don't even understand the...
Exactly. When somebody tell me, oh, you're going to make $1 million, I say, no, I have to pay taxes. I'm going to have half that. Nina, can you put this away right away? Because I know,
Right.
I always really want to learn everything. I live in America. I have to learn everything about this country, I'm going to stay here forever. I want to really be able to speak very good English, proper English. I always say to Nina, don't let me speak bad English. I want to learn everything the way it's supposed to be. I want to speak to people.
You're doing great.
Intelligent, smart, like be able to people understand me very well. And I want to learn everything about this country because my baby's going to grow here and I want to know everything. And yeah, I feel like I'm going to keep my money like very well. That's why I know Melody yet, Nina.
Well, let's ask you this before we get into some of your fights, because your fight career has been so fascinating. But any extravagance, you're saving for your baby, you're saving for the future. Any extravagance that you took and you bought with some of your fight money?
I always after fight I like to buy a present for me and for Nina. I won. Now I'm gonna buy a present. My last present was my RV. Nice. I like to go to a road trip.
So you and Donald Cerrone could travel together.
Yes, I like to go to travel. I like to visit other cities. I don't like aeroplane that much. I always have to fly in a medicated and stuff. And I like to park in the middle of nowhere, have good time, and doing my life like that. And I buy the RV, and I always.
How big of is your RV?
32 foot.
Wow. So, I used to have a 36-foot RV. Not that I ever drove it. My wife drove it, who was 5 feet tall. I didn't drive it. But so I want to ask you, though, do you value when you're out on the road and you get somewhere where there's not an MMA place and they don't know who Amanda is? They just know you as a person, not as a world champion, not as a celebrity. So you're just out. Do you feel more at peace when you're just around and you don't have to put on an act and take pictures and sign autographs?
It's funny because they do recognize me.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
So everywhere.
I feel like, Nina, I think nobody's going to recognize me here. And I was fished the other day, said, Amanda. So like, no way. That was cool. But heavy places, they don't. I walk around, it's pretty cool.
That's good.
And yeah, you feel like get out a little bit from that kind of world.
So before, I asked you about Holly, and I think Holly would probably be the fourth of these fighters. You have wins over probably arguably the three most significant fighters other than yourself in MMA history, in Cyborg, Ronda Rousey, and Miesha Tate. Which one meant the most to you? Which of those three victories? Was there one that meant more than the other ones?
I feel like my last one, the Cyborg fight, was like huge for me, for my body, for my brain, for my career. I beat the most dominated woman on the planet.
Right.
And I become the most dominated woman on the planet.
Right.
And you look up to that fight for everything about Cyborg. Nobody wanna fight that woman. Right. Everybody's scared of that girl. And I always asking Nina, my friend, why people scared of her?
Why do you think they were? I mean, she obviously is a huge puncher.
Yeah, huge. She's powerful, but this is MMA. You're supposed to be able to handle the challenge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're supposed to step in and then go. You know what I mean? Like, this is MMA. You're not supposed to be scared of anything. And I don't understand. And then one day I decided, I'm going to see why these people are scared of Cyborg. I'm going to challenge her. I'm going to text Dan White right now, and I'm going to tell him I want her. And I did. I text, let's make this happen, then. I'm going to be the next.
Was there ever a moment where you doubted yourself? Never?
No. When the contract got the house that I signed, I knew right away I'm going to beat her.
I picked you to win the fight, but no way did I pick you to win the fight in 51 seconds. And I thought, you had the power to stand with her and kind of make her do a different thing. And I thought maybe your whole overall game would have been so well-rounded that you would have been able to pull that off. So that begs the question, did you see a slugfest like that, or did you envision a different fight?
So I really visualized exactly like Royce, because I know soon I connect with my first punch, she would be going crazy. And that was the thing.
So she started to come.
Yeah. When my coach told me, I want you to start with the jab and find your distance and then whack her in the leg kick. After, when she feel that, she's gonna go crazy. She's gonna become like old Cyborg.
Right.
Because she's a pressure fighter, and she's powerful.
Right.
And she's gonna try to prove she have more than you.
Right.
After that. And then she's like, okay, let me know when I should put the leg kick, okay? And then the fight, I hear like, now you can. And then I did. And it was exactly what we won.
That's it. Yeah, because she didn't pick it up.
Because she coming like that. And I know my punch would over the punch. Because she's like very tough and then go like that. And her face would be out there.
It's kind of like when boxers fought Mike Tyson for years. So, you could box really good against him and he'd hit you with that shot and the fight was over. Now, I know you had that knockout power, but the question, and I asked Nina this question after the fight. I said, did you know Amanda would be able to take the shots? And she said, you got hit by Dustin Poirier in training, and you just took the punch from Dustin and walked through it. So that probably gave you a little confidence that you didn't have to worry too much about Cyborg.
That's funny because I was training, then my old wrestling coach used to be a coach of Dusty, and then he said like, Dusty, can you do a round with Amanda? So I look at Nina like, Dusty? Why Dusty is gonna help me? Like he's huge and
right.
No, Dusty, go ahead, go. And I remember he like connect a very good jab. I said like, Nina, tomorrow I'm gonna have a huge headache. You don't understand how hard he hit. And I still move forward, but of course he hold a lot
right.
because he's a man.
Right.
He's not gonna like beat the out of me.
Right.
But
you
the
learned
jab,
it, so you knew you could do it. Yeah.
The jab was like, if I can be able to move forward after that jab, Cyborg never is gonna knock me out.
So now, Holly Holm is Holly is a great conditioned athlete. She's probably best known for her boxing career, but also for being the first person to beat Ronda Rousey. What do you make of Holly, and do you feel like mentally this is a tough fight because you're a great striker, but she has that boxing skill back there. So if there's anybody out there that can stand and box with you, it might be her. Like
I say, I live with challenges. This fight is gonna be a huge challenge for me. And no, I'm not only one striker with her, and I'm gonna wrestle her. I'm gonna try put this fight on the ground as well. And I have a huge advantage right there. Also, I'm gonna time it very well and then counting all her attack. And I feel like she's gonna have in trouble every time she's gonna come forward, move, coming forward, move, hook, cross.
She's really kicking at you, don't you think?
Exactly. Move, cross, move, cross, and kick it.
Right.
And she kick with the front leg too. She also kick with it in the side too. Then we study very well with that to count every time that come. But this is MMA. Everything can happen.
Gotta be ready.
You have to be ready. I'm ready for 5 rounds for this fight. I know she's gonna try to point out me, like point, like Holly
How's it
always
end?
do.
How's the fight end?
Honestly, this one can be in a couple ways. Can be a knockout. I'll really be able to capitalize, be faster than her, and I really can take her down and submit her. I know she.
Wow.
I know.
Been a while since you had a submission.
Rear naked choke.
Yeah. So.
She's gonna try to get up, give it the back, try to move forward like Misha did
and
to
she's
her.
been choked out, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like this fight can go in a lot of different ways. I can kick very well. I'm also be able to catch her in the same game. And
you don't get to be the greatest of all time if you can't do it all.
I feel like this fight is gonna be very interesting, and I'm excited to see how I'm gonna be. I wanna see how I'm gonna when I step in and see how she's gonna show up, and okay, now I'm gonna do my strategy. I'm interested to see how I'm gonna be able to handle those things.
Now, the last question before we let you go. I saw you posted after the Cyborg fight, you were trying to pull on your pants and you couldn't get your pants on. And so it made me think that you may never fight 135 again, but here you are. So that brings the other question now. Is 45 still in the picture? Are you going to fight back at 45 again?
Definitely. I'm going to fight Holly. My focus right now 100% Holly. and right after my rematch against Cyborg.
Okay, good.
That would be a good one, right? I feel
Oh, I
like
love
she
it.
deserves it. Supposed to be, she's not supposed to fight this girl.
She's gonna fight Felice.
Yeah, we supposed to fight right after Holly. You know, it's supposed to be me and her right after. You know, supposed to be this girl.
So
But
are you
for
giving us
some
a secret?
reason,
Might something be changing?
for some reason, no. Supposed to be, but she's accepted against it. This
That
girl
fight.
is not accepted against me.
So you might be able to fight her end of the year.
Let's see what is gonna. I'm excited for. I love it too. I feel like that all the fans want to see that.
I want to see it.
See, I want to see that too.
Champ, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Amanda Nunes, UFC 239, July 6th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas versus Holm. Don't miss it.